Hey everybody, welcome back. You are watching TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake. We have a very interesting coffee today. Probably out of all the interesting and unique and weird coffees I have done so far, this one definitely ranks up there. And you'll find out why if you stick around. I'll give you a little quick look at this bag. Now this is from Gracenote Roasters. The coffee is from Colombia. And what makes this so special? You're going to have to find out coming up next. I went into this place called White Hare, and it is a restaurant, coffee shop, stuff like that. They do all kinds of fun stuff. And one of the things they do is they have a lot of interesting coffees there. They work with this company called Gracenote out of Boston, Massachusetts. They do the coffee roasting, and they have 3 or 4 different types of coffees there to choose from that you can kind of buy. And this one here struck a really interesting chord with me. It is called Manos el Grano Pitalito out of Colombia. Now, why this is interesting to me is because it says here the notes on there are grapefruit, root beer, and strawberries and cream. Is that even a thing? I get the root beer. I get the grapefruit part, but the root beer part, strawberries and cream, maybe root beer. I have no clue. So this obviously sounds like a very interesting, unique, and possibly challenging coffee. So I had to pick it up. Now the specs on this: it is a wash process coffee from the Huila region. Varietal is the pink bourbon, and the elevation is 1,600 to 1,800 meters. Now, I have tried the yellow bourbon. I did not realize there was a pink bourbon, but I'm going to guess based on what I know. The yellow bourbons are yellow coffee cherries. Your regular Arabica beans are red cherries, so maybe this is a pink cherry bourbon variety. And again, if you watch my episode on the yellow bourbon, bourbon is not a flavoring. It's an actual location, an island where the name comes from. So, yeah, this is really cool. I'm very excited to try this. It was just roasted on March 7th, so it's just roasted, pretty fresh. I already poured some in the grinder here, getting that ready to go, but woo, man, that is wonderful. That is a really good smell. So we're off to a good start. The smell here is, yeah, I love it. It is definitely a fruity, complex smell. So far, so good, just on the smell alone. Now I'm going to grind this up really quick. All right, and a quick note there. It is Wild Hare is the name of the restaurant I went into, and that was in Hudson, Massachusetts. Definitely worth a check out there. A lot of interesting stuff, and they have a really cool coffee setup there of it's like a really weird science experiment drip coffee thing. Very cool. So, ooh yeah. Again, as you know, grinding it brings out those extra smells. It's definitely a fruity smell going on there. Very nice. I've preloaded this with 10 ounces as usual of water. And we're going to pour this in here. And get brewing. We'll talk about a few things. All right, as always, my Hamilton Flex Brew. Love it. Definitely pick one up if you are a solo coffee drinker in your house. Let's put it that way. And it's definitely really good. Anyway, so back to this. Now, this was $24. So it is pricey. Coffee is getting more expensive nowadays, but these designer coffees have always been expensive. $24 for 12 ounces. So the math obviously isn't hard to do. That's $2 an ounce. This is not cheap coffee. That being said, they take a lot of effort in sourcing the beans, getting just the right ones. They probably, in situations like this where they get stuff from a very specific region, that does not mean one farm. It means probably several farms in that region all around. and getting that one specific type of cherry, excuse me. And then they bring them, ship them. They do the processing, I should say, over there, where they clean them, wash them, get them all prepared. They get the green beans where they're all ready to go, dried out. Then they send them over to America, in this case, Boston, Massachusetts, where they roast them. And these types of roasts are done typically to light roast, because when you're dealing with this much flavor profile, it makes no sense to bring it anything higher than light to medium, like a light medium halfway through. Once you get to medium, you burn off all that, a lot of the specialness that make this unique. So all that takes a lot of time and effort and energy. The transportation costs, the cost of the beans themselves, the cost to run the roasters, all that stuff. And these are smaller batches, so it's gonna be more expensive. Is it worth it? We will find out, but my experience with these small batch type of coffee places that do the roasting, usually yes, because you're getting a unique experience, as you heard by these flavor profiles that they're giving you. They're sourcing the beans very specifically. Those things are very expensive to do. If you go and you look at I don't know, pick any of your kind that you find in the store, any of those types of coffees, and they're like $10, $12 for 12 ounces. The ingredients there, it's going to say coffee, Arabica or Robusta or a combination. That's it. They're not giving you any sourcing. It's because they don't care. And well, it is what it is, but those are a lot cheaper beans to buy than these. So should you buy this? If you are a new coffee drinker and you don't particularly care, then no. If you're looking to up your game a little bit, experience some new flavors, get into it, then probably. Now, one of the very interesting things that I have learned lately when drinking light roast coffees, and I would say maybe light to medium roast coffees at the max, you need to let them cool a little. Why? Well, one of the weird things I noticed as I was drinking these coffees is that while you're drinking a light roast, and there's some special things that always come out with light roast, and you can pick up on those notes in almost every single light roast, I was not seeing some of those flavor profile notes coming out. It just so happened that maybe once, twice, or 3 times, I let my coffee sit just a little bit longer than usual, and it cooled off. And I happened to drink it, and there you go. Those notes started to come out, and I was like, whoa, just had no clue that was even a thing. So my 2 suggestions when drinking light roast coffee, if you want to get the flavors, number 1, get yourself a nice big open mug so the air can circulate and it cools down a little bit faster. That will be helpful. And number 2, let it sit a little bit. So we are going to do just that. We are going to let this sit just a minute, and then through the magic of editing, we will be right back. We're back. Let's see how we did. All right. We'll give it a little snifferooge. I can maybe smell a little strawberries going on there. Very interesting. But again, the tasting notes we're looking for here are grapefruit, root beer, and strawberries and cream. Grapefruit is a very common one because most light roasts have a very sour front to it. So let's give this a whirl, see what we can get. Okay, there's the grapefruit. Very strong grapefruit tones, but they all tend to have that. Am I picking up root beer or strawberries and cream? No. No, I don't really taste root beer or strawberries and cream. You feel like that would be, if it was right here on the front here, it should be pretty prominent, but I just don't taste that. Huh. It has an interesting smell. It's an easy drink, and I'll enjoy it for sure, but I don't think I taste that strawberries and cream or root beer. That's too bad. That was, I mean, kind of shooting high there, but no. Sorry, guys, I'm not tasting it. Here is a question for you. If you have tasted this before, if you're a fan of Gracenote, if you've experienced pink bourbon beans, if you have had a coffee before that claims to have a root beer or strawberries and cream note, let me know, because maybe I'm missing something. I mean, I know what root beer tastes like. I know what strawberries and cream tastes like. And I'm not tasting any of that. Maybe it needs to be prepared a special way, but my argument with that is always the same. If this has to be prepared a special way, like it has to be a full moon, or you have to cast a spell, or use water that's been blessed by a monk, say it. Let me know so I can do it the right way. If you're just putting this out there and not putting any special brew instructions, then I should be able to brew it with anything and get those tastes. Yeah, sorry guys. Good coffee, not getting those notes. So that's it. Hope this was helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is not worth the $24 cost, but it's a good coffee in general for light roast fans. Please let me know if you have any difference of opinions. I've been Drake. This has been TBBAT's Coffee Break with Drake, doing a review on Gracenote's Manos al Grano Pitalito, pink bourbon coffee from Colombia. See you next time.